Today we start a two-part video about finger strength and finger power. Hey guys, it's Cal from OG. You're watching Arm Wrestling Mastery. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do it now. So basically, this is a huge topic because fingers are one of the most important parts in arm wrestling because it's a lot of connections that start from there. I will cover this in two parts. For starters, I want to just explain what are the different types of grips and why are fingers so important. And then in the second video, which you are going to watch next week, you're going to find out how to train fingers and how to improve all aspects of your finger power and finger strength. So to start off, basically for every type of game, if you want to have a good contact, if you want to be the first out of the arm wrestling start, you need a good firm arm wrestling grip, a good contraction, and most of all, you need to be able to withhold a big pressure with your fingers. So, as I already mentioned, the most important part is that you are going to want to hold up, just endure the hit of your opponent. For example, if your opponent is top rolling in that direction, you just want to withhold this pressure and keep your finger composure to be like this. So basically there are two types, this type and that type, and this solely depends on the vastness and the largeness of your opponent's palm. Like for example, if you have watched an old video of Krasi Kostadinov with Levan, he almost pulled him with an open palm like that, but his fingers are so strong that he was able to take the hit to hold up with the tip of his fingers a turning point in which he could apply his side pressure and eventually stop the game and even win. So basically, as I said, fingers are very important. If you see a closer look, you see my knuckles are quite larger than the other parts of the fingers, and this is because I always trained to enhance, to have a better squeeze, which helps with the hit, to have a better stability when having a lot of pressure and a big weight on my palm. So this, with 15 years of experience, creates a big knuckle, and the power increases with time. So you need years of practice, and the connections are getting stronger. So the next big point that I was talking about is why fingers are so important. You have your thumb, which is controlling all the pronation movement. So if you have a strong thumb, you can bend the match and control the direction, because this finger is tightly connected with your pronators. So you have two pronators, a smaller one and a bigger one, and they're connected with the thumb, and you can control it and just being able to maneuver around your opponent. So when you train your finger, it starts to look like a chicken breast, and then it's even uncomfortable to get a hold of, like if your opponent wants to get your finger, his palm is really full, and it's really uncomfortable to move in that situation. So the next part, you have those two fingers, like they, alongside with the thumb, are controlling how well you're going to attack with your hook, attack in that direction. You're going to fight for the top. So those fingers are really important for a good hooking power. And some people think that those fingers are best for top roll. So it's kind of related. Of course, all fingers play in every style, But the major point to understand is that if you want to play over the top, you are like much more prone to succeed if you have those fingers better trained. So I know that from a real doctor. We talked. His specialty is anatomy, and he's well aware of the human body. So he said for the best grip, the most important finger is the pinky. So if you're able to squeeze and to hold up a lot of weight with your pinky, you're going to be able to have a perfectly executed grip on the arm wrestling table. So if you try as an experiment how you're going to perform without these three fingers in a top row, just try it out. Take a grip with, of course, weaker opponent, because you're eliminating a lot. But try to top row just in that direction, holding up his top row or whatever, holding up the pressure here and just making the turn. If you try that first, then you can try just holding here and try to make the top row to see how unstable is your grip in that moment. You want to think of the fingers like the steering wheel of a very fast car, and the steering wheel is going, as I said, the thumb going through the pronators, those fingers here going through your rotation, so in that direction. And then when you're able to make a good contact with all of your fingers, then you're able to be well-rounded and dominant on the table. So this is in a nutshell about the fingers, guys. Check out the next video, which will be next week, and I'll show you all kinds of exercises to train the different parts of your fingers. It's Cal from OG. Subscribe to the channel and watch Arm Wrestling Mastery every Sunday.